Hello everyone, welcome to your Taurus reading for September 2025. Bit of a mid-month reading this month. I was away from the channel unexpectedly, but we're going to look at the balance of the month with the deck. We're going to use this deck just for an additional message. You know, maybe a loved one or your angels will come through and just give you something you need to hear today. I timestamp below if you want to skip ahead just to the messages. We'll use the charms as well. And last month when we connected, it was all about sort of encouragement, not leaving everything to fate. Take the wheel, you know, take control in some areas. So we'll see. Let's see. Where are we at? What do Taurus need to kind of think about, be aware of for the balance of the month here? This month, no particular spread. I usually don't have a spread in mind, but this month I've been kind of just doing a pool of cards and then charms on top, and then we just kind of see how the energies divide them. So we'll do the same thing here. Take the cards that they're drawing me to, your energies are drawing me to. And then we'll do two from this deck just to be consistent that way with every sign. So this is the additional message. See, kind of, maybe it's a sneak peek of something. Could be a heads up, some motivation. Yeah, something you just need to hear at this time. It will benefit you to hear. Okay, so let's get the charm. You're the first group up in this kind of block of readings, so we'll see how quickly the charms fall here. So we connect in with the energies. Just waiting for the movement over here. Push some out of the way. That's what I was thinking. Sometimes I gotta just knock them out of the way. And then we'll do a bit of a cleanup, usually as fast as I can, of the charms they don't want. I feel like they're trying to get something there in the middle. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Okay. Get rid of that. Maybe a loved one, the beautiful butterfly here, message from a loved one. Move those out of the way as well, get some room. Just do the cleanup. Okay. Just gonna move the cards enough to associate them where they want to be associated. Okay, there we go. We are ready, Taurus. Just the timestamp for our friends, and we will get into it here. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of reveal card by card. That's kind of how I've been doing it, just kind of in the order that they're sort of stacked here. My dash hound here is firmly, squarely planted, very purposefully looking, I think off in the direction of this starfish, if I recall the correct angle. So this card here. So I might actually renege on what I just said and dig that card out. But he's like very matter of fact. I did a reading the other evening for the dreams analysis. It was all about standing your ground for one group, and I'm getting that message again. So feet planted firmly here, kind of the balance of the month. Perhaps you're just really focused on an end goal, on a goal. Now I wonder if it's because you've come around this corner here. And I kind of get the sense of like that Hansel and Gretel story where they follow the breadcrumbs, right? Has somebody been like leading you somewhere with like little offerings, little breadcrumbs, little promises, commitments? You know, have you been kind of slowly moving ahead? This could be sort of career progression as well, sort of the movement forward here, and you've kind of come around this turning point, but maybe the turning point is the fact that you're planting your feet firmly here. You've made a decision, right? He's looking forward. Maybe you've established a new goal, or a goal is in sight. So your feet are planted firmly, kind of going after it here. But they're really just kind of drawing me here to sort of the progress made, or like I said, these little breadcrumbs, these little moments. Everything has led up to this turning point here, where you're headed now. September as a turning point, maybe mid-month. Maybe that's why I was drawn to do all the readings later this month than usual. Okay. Now I know I said I was going to dig this card out because that's where he was looking, but they definitely want me to go in order here, so we'll eventually get there, right? Something you're looking at here in the future, down the road. It's up ahead. So we have the compass, and now we have another directional charm following right after the dash out here that's pointing, right? Feet planted firmly, you know which path you're heading down now. Maybe that was a fork in the road that you just came around, but you know where you're headed, right? Here's your tool. You got your compass, right? Your soul, your intuition, you know, checking in with these readings. You kind of know your source, your tool, your method to guide you, and that's what got you to this point, to this stepping out on this new path here. Well, it's headed to, it makes you happy, I'll just say that, right? Yeah. Look at all the sort of the prep. Kind of feels like the night before heading out on an adventure, right? The night before you catch your flight somewhere. The night, you know, before the first day of, you know, it could be first day of retirement, first day of marriage together, first day of a new job. There's this really kind of beautiful exchange between the two of them, and sort of this congratulatory, I'm so proud of you kind of message, whether that's your soul speaking to yourself, right? I'm proud of you, I'm proud of yourself, or your angel, your loved ones coming through, your partners, your friends around you. Sort of the joyful benefit, output of knowing where you're going, right? The stress relief, the calmness. You know where you're headed. You got some pretty clear focus here. Okay. So then we have a choice here that has blossomed. So we're in the first tier here. It's a soft pink, so a heart-led kind of decision, or a decision that will touch you, will be meaningful, you'll be able to contribute, right? Makes you feel good. So now we've got feel good after a joyful happiness card, and now we have a feel good decision, a decision that is coming from a good place, a pure intent decision. More celebration. Now we've got the sort of the community here, sort of the village around you kind of celebrating. So it could be very much that. It could be the private moment and then letting everyone else know. This could be the welcoming committee on that day one, right? Day one of joining the club, joining a new team, moving into a new neighborhood. There's this really nice beauty. I just want to keep saying beauty for you. I don't know if you're feeling like you're coming from a darker space, or you're feeling like your life has kind of been lacking in joy and happiness, but there's a lot of it here, and that's really what they're focusing in on mostly, is the amount of smiling. You know, the heart is just really warm. Like, my heart feels really warm. Happiness, joy. You know, you made it, you found it. All that kind of motivational kind of messaging here. So now we've made it to our starfish. So what you were looking forward to here. I'm just going to move these over here, but I know that this one comes after. You know, move things out of the way. Simple as that. Okay. So now we've made it to the starfish, where the dog was pointing, right? What's in the future? So we've got, whoop, look at it running away from me. Momentum, movement. Well, that's part of the message of my starfish, is the momentum, the sudden kind of wind that pushes you forward, as much as it fell off my hand just now. So we know that you've made a decision, you've kind of climbed your way, got your way to a certain point, you know, saw clarity in excuses or whatever it might have been, and you've got this future goal. But you're getting there through this kind of change in your joy and happiness center, following your heart when you're making decisions, right? The good and pure intention. And then all of a sudden you get like this wind in your sails, as they say, this incredible kind of sudden movement forward. Okay. You know, incoming support would definitely uplift you, right? Also, sort of like I was saying down here, joining the new team, you know, this decision. Remember, they wouldn't let me kind of skip ahead. So you kind of get there with this decision, right? Choosing your joy, your happiness, putting self first, following your heart, following your guided intuition leads you to this kind of, I don't know if it's a network, the way they're kind of reaching out. So a new connection, so it could be an actual person, a place, a company, but it pushes you forward here. You accelerate, or it feels like that to you, right? It feels like you're going from slow uphill movement to wind beneath your sails, as I keep saying for some reason. Wind in your sails, fast movement. Okay. So now we're coming to some encouragement in terms of like hope, keeping the faith. And I like this heart because it looks like a tree branch is growing inside of it, right? This little passion, this newfound passion, this path, this branch in your soul journey that you're heading off to now. And it's gilded in gold here, right? So keep the faith, keep the hope that when you put yourself first, sort of this positive decision you're making, you know, whatever you've pushed yourself through, the strife is over, right? Keep the faith that you have turned that corner. Things are on the up and up. Oh, well, look at that. Now you're just sailing up a ladder. You know, you had to use, what are they called? Like ice picks, or like mountain climbers have those rock picks, right? You climb up this rocky slope, and then now you just shoot up a ladder, right? As soon as you put yourself first, follow your intuition, guided to this opportunity, this moment, right? This person, and then you fly up this ladder, right? Keep the faith. Things are looking up. Isn't that what I said? Things are on the up and up. You're going up this ladder. Okay. And look how the cards were placed as well, right? So let's see what you're reaching for over here. I wonder what this card is. Okay. Let's see here. So this is one of my newer charms. A little lipstick. You know, drawing attention to communications, voicing boundaries, voicing needs, desires, wants, right? Again, coming back to putting yourself first, not accepting delays, excuses. So the power of communications here, right? There's a lot of, I was going to provide some characters, but there's a lot of characters that use the lipstick, right, as their method. Doesn't this feel like, didn't I say Hansel and Gretel over here? Sort of the breadcrumb trail. And now we're here, but look how wise you are. Look, you see all the signs. You're like, I know not to go back there. I'm going to stay on this side of the fence where everything is peachy and rosy and clean. So, you know, this learning of the past, the turning of this corner, heading in a whole new direction. You know, this is a toxic person, place, environment, community, whatever it is. You've closed the door on that very successfully here. You've turned the corner. You see all the red flags. You know now, right? You've learned. You know, you have the expertise. You're not going to kind of fall back down the ladder, right? If you're someone who's worried about like 2 steps forward, 1 step back in career or life, relationships, you know, you've kind of closed the door here. I keep saying door because it feels like a gate here. You know, you've shut the gate. Look at how beautiful your yard is on this side. And you've done that how? By setting your boundaries, right? Your gate that they keep drawing you to. Voicing your needs, who you want to be with, the kind of energy you want to be around. You know, closing out those temptations, walking away. This new iteration of self, right? We always evolve, and when we evolve, we leave certain things behind. But I like the way that you're, you know, keep the faith that this personal, maybe it's a personal growth, evolution journey, you know. I like this new version of self, right? Stay true to that. Stay true to that. And look where it takes you. Okay. So let's see what your additional message is over here. So now there's 2 ways to take this. The first is that it is a butterfly on additional message. So message from a loved one coming into you. Oh, they try to fly into your arms here. So maybe it was a pet trying to jump into your arms, or a child. You know, or just like a partner, right? It could be a husband, wife, fiance, whoever it might be. Or this is going to be about transformation. I do realize, as I say transformation, that I just said that here, right? The personal growth story, this new iteration of you, this new version of self. So it could be tied to that, or it could be exactly that. A message from your loved one about your transformation journey you're in, or this transformational phase that you're currently in here in September. So let's see. So look at you going up the ladder again. Look at you heading up the ladder, trusting your intuition, believing in yourself, right? Believing in self. I know what I'm doing. I know the person that I want to be. I'm reaching for that star, and you're going to get it. You're going to grab it. Moth is also a symbol of a loved one. So message of support from your loved one who has crossed over. Didn't we start off with standing your ground and center? So stay true to this desired path. You know, even they can see the sun in the future, right? They can see the celebration, the sun here, that's in your future. There's the star at the end of your ladder, right? The world that you can craft and manifest and create and desire. So it's there for you. It's within your grasp as long as you stay on this path. Stay the course, right? The moth is following the again, breadcrumbs. We're back to following the path, seeing the signs. There must be signs. I don't know, maybe your loved one is leaving you feelings, right? If you're going through job interviews and you're looking at a job and you go to apply and you just suddenly feel like, no, that didn't feel right, but another one felt better, but it like very strongly. Or you're drawn to turn down a street and or go into a coffee shop and you bump into this connection, right? Your loved ones might be sending you some signs. So whatever deal you have with your loved ones, right? Whatever your sign is, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're going to be a bit more attuned to it. Not only placebo effect from watching the reading, but I feel like they're going to help guide you, help keep you. Maybe they're the ones leaving these breadcrumbs, encouraging you down this route. Beautiful, beautiful way for you to go. So let's connect next month and see where you're at.